Trump had only been in office for 2 days before the ATF was caught defying his policies, but not in the way that you might think. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It has been a whirlwind first week here for Trump's next term, with a few things hitting the gun control industry. First, before leaving, Biden quietly rolled back his zero-tolerance policy for minor clerical errors with gun paperwork, despite spending 4 years revoking a record number of FFLs for said paperwork errors. Then, hours after Trump took office, the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention went dark, and we're being led to believe that it has been struck from the books. I know people were also speculating that there might be some pro-Second Amendment executive orders, but to my knowledge there have been none, at least as of this recording on Friday afternoon. But that doesn't mean that some agencies, like the ATF, haven't found a way to try and stick his Trump anyway, and not even around the topic of gun control like you would expect, as that is the ATF's purview. Instead, they are shifting around titles and renaming departments within the agency to skirt Trump's executive order to shut down all federal DEI programs and put the employees on paid leave until someone can figure out what to do with them. AKA random changing of definitions and names of things like the ATF tends to do, kind of how, like, frames and receivers magically became firearms overnight. Or how someone simply selling a gun for a $1 or more profit put them as engaged in the business. But before I get into the details here, this video is brought to you by Home Title Lock. Did you know that American homeowners have over $32 trillion in equity? And criminals are targeting it with a growing scam the FBI calls house stealing. Scammers can transfer your title out of your name using a one-page document they file at the county, then they can take out loans against it or even sell it behind your back, all with forms easily found online. And the scariest part is you won't find out about it until collection or foreclosure notices start arriving in your mailbox, leaving you with a financial and legal nightmare. The best way to protect your equity is with Home Title Lock's exclusive $1 million triple lock protection. This service offers 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if fraud should occur, their US-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title. So when was the last time that you checked on your title? If you're like me, the answer is never, because I didn't even know that this scam is possible. And that is exactly what scammers are counting on. That's why I have partnered with Home Title Lock to offer you all a chance to make sure that you are not already a victim. When you use my promo code LD30 at HometitleLock.com, you will get 30 days of free protection and a free title history report to lock in on your peace of mind. And be sure that you check out the $1 million triple lock protection details when you get there. That is my link down in the description, HometitleLock.com, promo code LD30. So the relevant section of Trump's executive order reads, A, the Director of the Office of Management and Budget, OMB, assisted by the Attorney General and the Director of the Office of Personnel Management, OPM, shall coordinate the termination of all discriminatory programs, including illegal DEI and diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility, DEIA mandates, policies, programs, preferences, and activities in the federal government under whatever name they appear. To carry out this directive, the Director of OPM, with the assistance of the Attorney General as requested, shall review and revise as appropriate all existing federal employment practices, union contracts, and training policies or programs to comply with this order. Federal employment practices, including federal employee performance reviews, shall reward individual initiative, skills, performance, and hard work, and shall not, under any circumstances, consider DEI or DEIA factors, goals, policies, mandates, or requirements. B. Each agency, department, or commission head, in consultation with the Attorney General, the Director of OMB, and the Director of OPM, as appropriate, shall take the following actions within 60 days of this order. 1. Terminate, to the maximum extent allowed by law, all DEI, DEIA, and environmental justice offices and positions, including but not limited to Chief Diversity Officer positions, all equity action plans, equity actions, initiatives, or programs, equity-related grants or contracts, and all DEI or DEIA performance requirements for employees, contractors, or grantees. Further, the agencies and departments are supposed to make lists of all of these positions and programs, figure out their cost, how they affect or are necessary to federal functioning, aka they're not, and then the government will decide what to do with them. Again, they have 60 days to comply. But the folks at GOA noticed something was afoot on the ATF roster. You see, Lisa T. Boykin was listed as the Chief Diversity Officer on January 20th and even to January 21st, and then was listed simply as a Senior Executive by January 22nd. Now note her previous job title of Chief Diversity Officer was named in that executive order as a position that should be put on paid leave. The Trump administration even warned against doing exactly what the ATF just did in a memo sent to NASA and DHS employees on Wednesday, presumably to all of the alphabet agencies, which reads, "We are aware of efforts by some in government to disguise these programs by using coded or imprecise language." The notice continued, "If you are aware of any change in any contract description or personnel position description since November 5th, 2024 to obscure the connection between the contract and DEIA or similar ideologies, please report all facts and circumstances." And in fact, they ask people to do this within 10 days. I don't know if they're really going to have to because this has hit the news cycle, but the ATF decided to do what they wanted, as well, the ATF tends to do. Now, while I am sure it sucks to have to fire people, the order didn't even require firing. It required basically putting all of these people on paid vacation, giving them plenty of time to figure out next steps, both in their employment or for federal agencies. I mean, it sounds like they can expect to get axed, but they're basically being paid to look for new jobs. Now, for the sake of argument, we'll play devil's advocate here for a second, and you might say, well, she was really good at her job, and the ATF isn't really trying to hide her, they just updated her job description against that memo. Except the ATF also tried to erase the page that celebrated her appointment to the diversity office, but as we know, the internet is forever. AmmoLand has posted a screen grab of an ATF article on diversity and Boykin's appointment to the DEI program that has since been scrubbed from the ATF website. Now, their pages on diversity have also been changed and updated, we'll call it, but this article was scrubbed sometime between the 17th and the 22nd. It's understandable why they might have taken down the bits about the diversity program, as that is part of the Trump directive, but why also scrub an old article from 2021 about this woman that you are keeping on your team if you're not trying to hide her? Or her true purpose, I should say. Curiously, the article does call her the senior executive of the DEI office, which makes it seem even more like a simple shift in official title while possibly keeping her position the same. A bio for her on the ATF website says that she previously served in HR as deputy director and was moved to diversity in 2021. Now, we can assume that that position has since been filled, and that's why she wasn't put back into that exact position, but why not shift her back to HR in general if we're making up titles, as that's what her prior experience had been in? Instead, we are given a nondescript senior executive. The ATF has not responded to comments beyond saying that some, quote, impacted personnel have been put on leave, while refusing to either confirm or deny Boykin's role and whether or not she is in the list of allegedly on-leave employees. Fox News Digital reached out to Boykin specifically, but received an auto response that she's not currently responding to emails. Love or hate Trump, you do have to admit that he has an ego, and if this policy has been put out and we've gotten this memo warning people to report these kind of things within 10 days, and that it's hit the Daily Mail, Fox News Digital, and some more local news sources, I think it's safe to say he probably knows about it, and there's probably going to be an investigation, and that they will get to the bottom of it. I'm sure that they're not the only agency trying to do this, and I hope that all of those agencies face the repercussions, but I am especially excited for the ATF to get their hands slapped. Hopefully more than that. They should disband it altogether, but we know that that's probably not that likely to happen. But one can hope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You guys know the drill for all of the algorithm things. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Ring the notification bell and drop a comment down below for the algorithm. Props to you guys that specifically comment algorithm. I chuckle about it every time. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there and happy shooting.